Okay folks, welcome back. We're going to do a breakdown and review of the new 2020 Zebco 33 micro combo. Now, I have not done anything to this reel. I haven't super tuned it yet. I might plan on doing that in the future, but as of right now, it's just the basic what you get in the box review. With the Zebco 33 micro, you get a reel, a rod, and some critical tackle. I don't have the tackle with me right now. It's in my bag, and I'm going to do a fishing review with this as well in the future. First of all, you have a brand new style on this reel. The older generation had little holes. The K-series had the little holes in the frame, and it had a wider hole in the front. The newer 2020 model doesn't have that large hole. It comes with two pickup pins, a 4:3 to 1 gear ratio, very reminiscent to the last generations of Zebco 33 micros. It does have a nice handle crank on it. The last gen handle cranks were little flat knobs. I didn't like those. These knobs on this one is really good. I think they're a lot better than the last gen model. It's a very smooth reel, has a graphite body. It has one ball bearing, and it has a line capacity of 90 yards, a 4-pound test. These usually come with an ambidextrous handle crank. Most of these type of reels, spincast reels from other brands, don't have that. They just have a right handle crank. And not a left one. And if you wanted that certain model, you would have to order one of those directly from their website to get a left-handed one. So this also gives you the option of a left to right handle crank. We're also going to get into the fact that the reason why I don't like this reel is because of the cover. The cover is hard to get off when you want to put the line through the hole, and it's got this little plastic piece that goes around the steel covers. Now you got a steel cover in the front and the back, and a bait runner switch. What that bait runner switch does, when you turn it on, it gives you an anti-reverse back to forwards. So if you got a bigger fish, you can let them run with the bait so they can get the bait down their throat a lot quicker. Has an interlocking disc washer drag, basically the common straight line drag like most of these reels have. It's just like the last gen reel. The drag is really well on this one, and I think this one's a lot better than the Lew's slab shaker combo. Like I said, it has two pickup pins, where the Lew's slab shaker combo only has one, and the Lew's slab shakers combo's drag sucks. The drag on this one is really well done. I think the drag on this one is probably going to be the best micro spin cast drag you're going to find on a spin cast reel. I think Zebco is really the only ones that make a small micro series spin cast reel that I know of, besides Lew's. But I think these are even better than the Lew's, and with more ball bearings you can super tune these up to 3 ball bearings. It has a QuickSet Anti-Reverse, which is basically a little metal pawl mechanism that rides on the back of the wheel gear, which interrupts the gear. But when you click the bait clicker on, it makes that gear open up to where it goes back to fourth, and then when you click that bait clicker on, it locks it into place to where the reel won't move around, basically like a Zebco 33. Now, one complaint I do have about the reel, like I said, is the cover with the small hole. You cannot use 6-pound test in it. I did change out the original 4-pound test that came with the reel to 6-pound test, and when I went trout fishing, my casting was inaccurate. It wasn't very accurate. It was getting me hung up in a lot of bushes. I would cast it out, it would come back swinging back down and get me stuck in trees, and it was really bad. But when I switched it back to 4-pound test, I never had that problem. It really runs better with 4-pound test and maybe 2-pound test than it does with 6. That's really the only gripe I have with the reel. But it does work really well for a cheap budget spin cast reel. I think it's going to be a lot better than your Lew's and your cheaper versions of Shakespeare micro reels, because most of the cheaper Daiwa and Shakespeare reels only have one pickup pin, and the Lew's have one pickup pin, where this one gives you 2 pickup pins. It catches line better than the Shakespeare micro reels do. and the slab shaker combos do. I think it's a far better reel, even this model, but I would recommend you to buy the last generation K series of Zebco 33 micros, because they cast 6-pound tests a lot better than this one does. And plus that, the handle crank is really nice on that. It doesn't, like if you had sweaty hands and you're reeling this in, it doesn't slip off the knobs. I like the knobs, they're well rounded, they're not flat and have textureless like the last generation's handle crank was. Okay, next we have the rod here. It comes with a 2-piece rod with this combo. It's a glass rod. It has steel on steel eye guides right here. Very nice, well done. It's a 4'6" rod. It's smaller, but they also make a version of the 2020 Zebco 33 micro and a 5'6" rod, but the whole rod's black and has a solid foam handle. This one did come with a little pack of tackle like bobbers, hooks, and a couple tube jigs and grub jigs for fishing for panfish. But I did use this for trout fishing. I caught a few creek chubs, a smallmouth bass, a bunch of rainbows, small brown trout, and a bunch of green-eared sunfish, and a couple bluegill with it already in a creek where I was fishing, and no issue with the rod whatsoever or the reel, besides using 6-pound test. It didn't want to work right, but when I knocked it down to 4-pound test, it started casting better. It casted inline spinners okay, but with in a river it would cast it really good and you could reel it in really speedily. But when I was using the inline spinners on this rod in a pond, I had to crank it a lot faster to get them to work correctly. And Roadrunner jigs and beetle spins run okay with this in a lake, but if you run them in a river, they run a lot better because of the current. So that's one downside about this. It doesn't really like to run beetle spins or inline spinners too fast in a pond. The rod is well done. Also comes with a really nice Cork Fusion Evo foam handle. It's not bad. I mean, honestly, they could have put an Evo handle on it. I'd have been cool with it. I like the molded over foot right here, screw in foot. It really works really well. It doesn't eat the foot of your reel out like some of the Shakespeare micro reels that just have that little screw on knob. The rod is really well done. I mean, I like the rod. I think the rod gets high marks. I think it's about on par with the slab shaker glass rods, 4-foot glass rods for the slab shakers. I think it's on par with that one. I think it's a little bit better than the slab shaker rods out there. And I highly recommend this over the slab shaker combo. It works really well. It held up to catching trout. I caught some panfish with it. I caught a fall fish, creek chubs, a couple rainbow trouts, a small brown trout with it, some green-eared sunfish. Like I said, I caught a smallmouth bass, and I caught a small bluegills and stuff with it. It held up fine. It works fine. I think it's a great reel. I think it's going to be a lot better than some of those loose slab shaker micro combos. It's going to be a lot better than some of the cheaper Shakespeare combos and Daiwa combos out there with one pickup pins. You're getting the added advantage that you could also super tune this reel up to 3 ball bearings. If this reel's not to your liking, you could get the Bill Dance version, which has 3 ball bearings, or you can get the Zebco 33 Gold Series combo if you don't like this one, or you can get the Fin Commander combo. They still sell those, and that was like the K series of micro reels. I do have one of those. Those are great, by the way. But for a good, I think it was $15, $16 combo, you're getting a really good combo either for a kid or a novice fisherman, or if you're just like me. I've been fishing forever, and I do like a good spin cast combo for trout fishing. It's going to be a lot better than their underspin, you know, the little trigger out in the front underspin type of spin cast combos. These are going to be a lot better than those because it doesn't put as much strain on your wrist as those do, and these cast a lot better than those underspins. So yeah, I give this a really good marks for this one. I give it like a 4 out of 5. It's not a bad combo, but I give the last gen micro series of Zebco 33s from last gen, which was the K series, 5 stars, because this one is not as good as that. I don't like the cover on this. It's hard to take off, and it doesn't cast well with 6-pound test. The rod's rated to 2 to 6 pound test, but 2 to 6 pound test. But really, overall, this reel is more effective with 4-pound test. It doesn't really work good with 6. So I hope y'all like this quick review on the new and improved Zebco 33 Micro. This also has a helical gear system in it. It's like a little wheel gear, and then it has a little pinion gear in the middle, which gives it really good performance and longevity over a long period of time over most cheaper spincast reels on the market. Hope y'all like this video, quick video on the new and improved Zebco 33 Micro. I think Zebco hit this one out of the park. It's a great reel. As long as you use 4-pound test with it, it'll function and cast like a dream. Y'all take it easy. This has been your old pal Hondo from Hillbilly Tactical. You know what you can do. You put God first. You put you first every time. You know else YouTube God loves it. So does Hondo. Peace out, YouTube.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.